Oh my god, I don't even know if I want to share this story. It's so embarrassing. Okay, should I do it? Should I You promise you won't make fun of me? Okay. So, I got COVID. Along with everyone else, apparently, in the past few weeks. I'm recovering right now, so I am low battery, and the only capacity I have is to make a video straight to camera. So here I am. I'm really ashamed and embarrassed about how I got COVID. It is something I don't really want to share with you guys, but I'm going to as a cautionary tale. Oh, and by the way, I lost my taste and smell, which you never think stuff like that's gonna happen to you. You know, I figured at some point I would get COVID, but I didn't think I'd be someone who lost their taste. I don't know why. We have me privilege. Well, you know, but no, I can't taste anything. Actually, I'm exaggerating because it's slowly coming back. I can kind of tell when I'm eating something salty, but other than that, nothing tastes like anything. So I actually got a bunch of stuff Instacarted to me. No Spawn, but I would love that Spawn because I do use Instacart and Postmates. I don't know what I'm doing here. It doesn't matter. And I'm pretty sure I just canceled my ability to get a Spawn in either way out because they're probably competitors. I got a bunch of food that I personally find repulsive, and I'm going to eat it whilst I can't taste on camera because I thought that would be fun. I'm going to start, before I tell you how I got COVID, by drinking black coffee. I don't know about you guys, but I have this complex where I think people who drink black coffee are exponentially cooler than me, and I can't do anything to reach that level of cool because I simply hate black coffee. You know what I mean? Like, I want to be a black coffee drinker, but I'm just not. It's not in my soul, it's not in my heart, it's not in my taste buds. So yeah, I guess I'm pretty envious. I know I shouldn't be, and this is so dumb, but I feel like you relate. I feel like you totally get it. So anyways, I busted out the Keurig and I made a cup of black coffee and I'm gonna drink it. Literally tastes like warm water. It does not taste like anything. What? What a weird phenomenon. Anyways, there's more stuff. We'll try it as I continue talking. So I was having a really rough week and my friend invited me to go to a bar to meet some of her friends, and I knew that it was really irresponsible. It was a bad idea. I shouldn't have done it. But I was going through something and my heart really wanted to socialize. You know, we are social creatures. The hierarchy of needs after feeding ourselves and drinking water, we want social acceptance, and I had been cooped up in my home for weeks. So I weighed the pros and cons, and at the time I decided it was more worthwhile risking getting sick and going to a bar. I went to a bar and I had a really fun night. No doubt about it. It was a good time, but the cat's making noises. She's about to bring in a toy because whenever I'm busy, it's playtime. She's coming. Anyways, about 2 days later, I started getting symptoms and realized that I did indeed have COVID. Why does she gotta drag it out? Just come in here. Okay, I'm sorry, Moo, but I have to put this away. Okay, my experience having COVID, I mean, it sucked, you know? I had a pounding headache. It wasn't even a headache, it was like so much pressure in my head. Like it was gonna implode. Lots of fatigue, sore throat, congestion, which you can probably hear. And then by day, I wanna say 5 or 6, it was a weird experience. I was drinking something, a smoothie, and was like, oh, I can't taste this. And then I wondered if my smell had gone away, and I shoved my head into my cat's litter box, which is, you know, up there in the smelliest thing in my home probably, and couldn't smell it, which is a blessing and a curse, I guess. So, on that note, let's try something else. I hate mushrooms to my very core. I think it is the most disgusting food on earth, and I think I'm gonna hate this because I don't like the texture too. Oh, Moo wants some, but here we go. I don't know why I'm doing this to myself. The texture is so, even though it's the texture is I'm going to wash it down with something else I don't like, but I have grown to like. I hate olives. I do not like olives. I have them in my home, and I've had them in my home because my boyfriend loves olives, which, by the way, we are single-handedly confirming the olive theory. I think it's from the show How I Met Your Mother. Something about two of the characters are in a relationship. One of them loves olives, the other one hates them. Another character was like, that's what makes the perfect relationship. Someone's gotta love olives and someone's gotta hate them. So if you're in a relationship where both of you love olives, sorry, it's not gonna work out. You both hate olives, not gonna work out. Anyways, my boyfriend has olives in my home, and I thought I would try them since I lost my taste buds. And the texture, the fact that I can tell they're salty without actually being able to taste the olives themselves, I love it. It's so good! I'm actually sad to get my taste back because I've been enjoying olives so much. For some reason, I can sense that stuff is salty, but I can't actually taste it. Great texture. I'm really gonna miss you guys. Anyways, I knew that I had reached rock bottom when, by the way, I have to admit something. So I made a cup of black coffee for this video, but I am simultaneously drinking coffee with milk and sugar. I can't even taste it. I don't know why, but I can't actually just sit down and, if I know that it's only black. So that was a prop. I mean, it was black coffee, but I'm not actually drinking that shit. I'm drinking milk and sugar. I can't taste it. There's literally no difference, but I don't know. It's psychological. I'm a weakling at heart. I don't know if you could tell, and I'm just gonna admit to it. I almost used the word pussy instead of weakling, which I really hate, and it's a reflex that I'm trying to deprogram myself from saying, and I've mentioned this in videos before. I think it was a Revealing Your Secrets episode. I hate how people use the word pussy to be synonymous with like weak or something to be ashamed of, like you can't stand up for yourself or you don't have power or authority. It's like pussy is literally the most powerful thing on earth. We create life, and I just think it's very disempowering to women, and it's part of this like larger culture of putting shame on the female body. So I don't know why. So men can own it more easily. I don't know. I can't even go down this path. Like, get me started on the patriarchy. This will be a 45-minute video. Reel it in. I gotta reel it in. I knew that I had become desperate and sad during COVID because I ended up watching a TV show that I knew I would never watch. I thought I would never watch it, but it was like I had nothing else going on. So I binged Emily in Paris in 2.5 days. Like 20 episodes, 20 plus episodes, 2 seasons, done. And I'm sorry to offend anyone. Like, from the bottom of my heart, I'm really sorry if you enjoyed Emily in Paris, but it is objectively a bad show. Like, it's not a good show. You know, you don't leave the show being like, I gained something. I have no new insight. I didn't laugh. Maybe once. You know, it was fun, but it was just like, how can I compare this to something? It's like eating something, it fills your stomach, but there's no nutritional value. You know, and there's no nutritional value, but I finished Emily in Paris. And then I started rewatching a show I used to watch, which also no nutritional value, unless it's like a deeply thought-provoking show, in which case you learn something new each time. Which, by the way, if you're looking for something like that, The Midnight Gospel, it's got a lot of spiritual teachers. It's dense, but you will learn something new every time you watch an episode. I think it's an amazing show. Anyways, what else do I have on here? I have a list of stuff to talk about. Oh, okay, so I don't know if this is already on the internet, but I made it up. Do you ever, you come up with something clever and you're like, okay, I know that probably exists in the ether. The world has seen this before, but I haven't. And in my own right, I came up with it. I was telling people that I was Omnicranky. Do you like it? It's not great. Like, every person I told the joke to, they were like, okay. You know, it's really subpar, but I thought it was fun, and yeah, I've been pretty Omnicranky, and it's probably been on the internet before, and if it hasn't been, then, you know, TM, I'm trademarking it. I don't even know if that's, speaking of trademarking and starting things, I have a pitch, the new fetch, you know what I mean? Like, I'm gonna try to make this happen. And it isn't even from me. My boyfriend started saying it, and maybe this is something that's already on the internet, and maybe we've seen it before, and then we thought we made it up. I don't know, but to my understanding, he made it up. We are using it, and I want to make it happen. So I'm gonna pitch it to you. Let me know what you think. The AC is on. I gotta turn it off. I am so hyper. This is the first time I'm really doing anything while I've been sick, and I feel like after I finish filming, I'm gonna be like, Here's the pitch. Busy. There's a lot of different contexts in which this makes sense, but what you'd say in a sentence is, wow, he's busy, she's busy. You're like, oh, you're busy. And essentially the pitch is as follows. If someone's doing the most, you know, like if you go on a first date and they are like, I looked up your date of birth and I figured out how we're compatible and how we're not compatible, you'd be like, oh my god, you're busy. If someone comes way overdressed to a party, you might say that they're busy. But you know, let's not shame the way people present themselves. Fine, go off. What else? Like a Karen situation where if you're at a store and someone's making a big deal out of something small, you'd be like, oh, they're busy. So, yeah, let me know what you think. I think we should make it happen. Give me an example of the last time you saw that someone was busy. When were you last busy? Like me watching Emily in Paris. Is that the same thing? Like, was I busy? I don't know. The AC was bothering me, but it's off now, and that's good. And that's my pitch, okay? I feel like I didn't go about it in the best way. Like, I really want to make it happen, but I don't think I did it. I don't think my heart was in pitching it to you, so I don't know if it's gonna really like reverberate in your soul, because I didn't give you the energy for it. It's reverberation. Anyways, you know what? Let go, let God. I said what I said. Let me know what you think. Let's try something else in this bag, huh? Before we move on. I decided to get something very spicy. Takis. This is Fuego. And it looks like it's going to be intense. All right, here we go. It doesn't taste spicy at all. It doesn't even burn. It's almost like sweet because the smidget of what I can taste, somehow my brain is perceiving it as sweet. I don't know how to explain that. I really like it a lot. I think I just like the crunch. It's really good. Oh my god. Okay. That's extreme. Extreme. That's not extreme to me. Bizarre. I guess I can kind of like, I can feel the heat, but I can't taste the heat. What is it about waffle shirts that make you feel like you're taking care of yourself? Do you know what I mean? Like, I'm still sick today. So I was like, oh, I gotta put on my waffle shirt. Something about it just feels warm and loving. I gotta get water. I have this candle burning for 3 to 5 days, which feels really dangerous to have a candle burning for 3 to 5 days. Hold on, I'm putting it back. To be fair, it's in a glass bowl filled with water, so if it explodes, it won't like start a fire. But it's a manifestation candle, so I meditated and imagined what it is that I'd like to accomplish, and then I lit the candle, and it's supposed to let it burn for 3 to 5 days, and then, you know, every day you visualize the same thing again, and at the end there's a crystal at the bottom. I love that kind of stuff. It feels real to me, whether it's real or not. I do think there's a lot of power in putting your energy on something and setting your intentions. Anyways, yeah, I'm a little paranoid that my house is gonna burn down because I don't trust my cat, who's right there. She knocks everything over. She knocks everything over. Speaking of, oh my god, I don't even know if I want to share this story. It's so embarrassing. Okay, should I do it? Should I You promise you won't make fun of me? Okay. Okay, so my boyfriend also had COVID and we spent our time apart, but we reconvened not yesterday or the day before and just hung out for a little bit since we both had it anyways. And I'm not gonna say exactly what it is, but there is a sex toy that we use and that we used. And I don't know, after we had sex, we didn't put it away. We didn't like clean it and put it away. We were distracted and whatever. I put it above my bed. Like, I just kind of like put it above my bed on the headboard, and he made a joke about Moo knocking it over and it hitting us in the head, and I thought that was pretty funny. And then the next morning I woke up by Moo knocking it over and hitting me in the head. If you knew exactly what the toy was, it would be even funnier, but I can't. I have to have some boundary. So anyways, that was really fun. Okay, I'm gonna open this can of Beets. I hate Beets. By the way, I have a qualm with can openers because I'm left-handed and they're made for right-handed people. And for so long, I just was like, why doesn't this feel right? I have to be careful because beet juice looks like it will stain. Hold on. Everybody hold on. Stop yelling at me. Stop yelling at me. Hold on. I do not want to eat this. I do not want to eat this. No, I do not. No, I do not. I look like a beet right now. Beat it. Just beat it. Yeah, I mean, it's fine. I don't love the texture, but can't taste it whatsoever. I'm not gonna take another bite because I don't want to, but Nothing. Absolutely nothing. What the actual... I'm gonna try cat food next, so stay tuned for that. What else do we got here? I noticed that one of the first things I started worrying about when I realized that I was sick with COVID was whether I was going to work or not. You know, am I gonna cancel this meeting? Am I gonna edit this video? I feel horrible. All I can do is lay down, but, you know, should I lay like this in my bed and work? And then, you know, I talked to a lot of other people who were sick, and pretty much everyone I knew was working to some capacity while they were sick. And honestly, while I totally participated in that movement, the work while ill movement, I think it's so fucked up. That's one thing I didn't mind about Emily in Paris. I mean, they didn't have any sort of like extraordinarily eye-opening conversation about it, but it is a culture that I already knew about. Maybe other people didn't, so it is interesting, but like in Paris or in France, for example, I think they have a very healthy relationship with work, which is that they said in the show, they work to live, they do not live to work. They don't work on the weekends. I just think in America we have like a very capitalistic grind mindset, which is glamorized to be ambitious and really admirable, but honestly, I think we are all killing our souls just a little bit when we choose our egoic desire to be productive and to make something of ourselves over our heart's need for us to care for ourselves and show compassion. And to me, that looks like if you are sick and if you are ill, you take care of yourself as you would your child self. You'd say, lay down, relax, but we can't do that. Nope. Too difficult. So anyways, I think we're all sicker than COVID even is by working while we have COVID. This is my opinion piece. Workaholism, the real pandemic. Workaholism, the real sickness. Workaholism, sicker than COVID. I don't know. I'm workshopping it, and I'm never gonna write it, but I told you what I thought, and maybe you'll consider it as you move forward with your life. Even filming this right now, I'm on my last few days of dealing with COVID, and there's a part of me that genuinely thought to myself, maybe you shouldn't film today. Then there's another part of me that's like, well, your taste might come back, so you better get going. Oh, right, cat food. I'm sorry, but is that not completely ironic? Me being like, we disrespect ourselves for work, and then I'm like, I'm gonna eat cat food. Please subscribe. I'm not actually gonna eat cat food. I'm trolling you, but I will try something else, which is a pepper. I don't like peppers. It's a green pepper. I'm just gonna... Nothing. Here's the real kicker. I'm going to try a jalapeno pepper. Nope, I know that I have to get to the seeds for it to matter. Nope. I mean, I can feel like a burning in my throat, but it's not spicy. It is simply not spicy. It's so weird. Let's try something sour, shall we? This is Sweet Tart's Chewy Extreme Sour. I can tell that it's sour, but only as a sensation, not as a taste. Like, my mouth is watering, so I know it's sour. Like, I can feel my mouth puckering. Does that mean it can taste it, or just interesting? Okay, you want some, Mooma? What else do we have here? In the last talking video, I showed you that I was working on a painting, and I asked you guys if I should make it into an NFT, and a majority of you said no, it's bad for the environment, and I heard what you guys said, and it seemed to be disturbing to most of you. Also, it's weird. This is what we call in therapy a dialectic, as in both are true at the same time, which is somehow really hard to accept, where like part of me wants to do something to make a lot of money, right? And then the other part of me is like, but I hate capitalism. And I feel like NFTs are like perhaps the epitome of capitalism, right? It's like, how can we take art and make it the most money-oriented, confusing barrier to entry? I mean, I don't know if it's really, if there's a huge barrier. I mean, you need money. I don't know. Anyways, so I kind of figure it goes against my values too. So I'm not making an NFT if you're happy to hear it, but I did finish the painting, so I'll show it to you. Give me a second. Dun, 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 dun. This is the painting. So the reason I made that painting is because, I mean, I'm curious what your creative interpretation of it is. Write it down below. Pause, write it down below. before I tell you. Sometimes I feel a lot of pressure to give and give and give to people in my life, either people or work, whatever it is. It feels like I am this gumball machine just spitting out whatever I can for quarters, you know, for very little. To me, it symbolizes this like commodification of my energy and my time. And it's interesting because like the idea is very dark, but the colors are very bright, which also I think about almost the performance of giving yourself to people, where you try to show up in this way that you are supposed to, colorful and vibrant and bright, but you can kind of see she's like falling behind a bit internally. There's something unsettling to me about her. I mean, obviously she's like half human, half machine, or half like inanimate object, so that's kind of unsettling in its own way. There's a lot of different stuff to it. Like, for example, I feel like women are conditioned to be passive, submissive, and giving, and so she's wearing an earring, which, I mean, anyone, whatever your gender, can wear, but to me, she carries this feminine energy you can see in her lips and in her accessories, because I do feel like that is a very feminine struggle. The pressure to give yourself, whether it is physically, energetically, mentally. And something also is fun to me about the idea that the stuff that she's giving is like trash. It's candy. It's nothing that's actually good for anyone. So while I'm giving all of this away, that's all I have, I'm only giving something that is temporarily satiating, but it isn't really valuable because I'm giving from a place where I shouldn't be giving, you know, and then it ends up being candy, something that's not even good for you. Sometimes I find myself feeling the need to really give to people in my life when I don't have it in me, and then I step on my own needs, I step on my own internal guidance to take time, and I feel like I'm like a gumball machine just spitting out whatever people need because they put a quarter in me. Do you know what I mean? Do you guys ever feel like that? So that is the painting. Let me know if you'd be interested in buying like a print of it. I could. Hi, future Alex here. Or is it just present Alex now? Either way, this Alex is a lot better, thankfully. I turned this painting into a print, so if you're interested in buying it, you can go to alyxweiss.myshopify.com and order yourself a print. Link in my description box. I think it would make a fun gift. Also, could be a nice reminder to check in with yourself, take care of yourself, fill your cup. She could also just be eye candy, literally, because she's, I'm a little nervous. If you can't tell. I've always wanted to sell my art, and I'm just kind of ripping the band-aid off right now. So order a print if you'd like, no pressure. Thank you either way. Is that engaging in capitalism too? Because I'm like, I made art and now I have to sell it. You know, why can't I just sit with it and enjoy it? I overanalyze the shit out of everything. But also, if you relate to what I just explained, it might be a helpful thing to look at. You might feel seen, or it reminds you to put yourself first. I don't know, or maybe you just think it's cool. Why do I have to hyperanalyze everything? Oh my god, you know what? I think I'm reaching exhaustion. Do I have anything else here I wanted to eat? I don't think so. But I will continue to eat these Takis, which are weirdly sweet. Anyways, that's all I got.